Welcome everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 15th of November. Now if you are new here, please subscribe, hit the like buttons guys, and please feel welcome to comment down below. You just have to be a little careful what you type into those comments down there because we know that YouTube's really censoring a lot. They're really bringing the views of my videos right down. It's getting very frustrating now. They just won't help me grow my channel at all. It's very frustrating, but anyway, it is what it is. I've never done my channel just for the growth of it. I've always just done my channel because I felt like I just needed to probably touch base with like kind, which is you guys out there. I've just always had that sort of feeling and urge to connect with other people that probably think the same as me, because as we all know, this has been a pretty isolating experience for the last few years, hasn't it? Oh, and just to let you guys know as well, there's strikes coming again here in Australia. I know you guys have been brilliant. You've been letting me know where the protests are, where the strikes are. Thank you for that, because you're actually sharing that with everybody here on my channel as well, because we need to know what's going on and we need to know that these sleepwalkers are waking up and they're seeing this garbage of nonsense for the BS that it is, being BS detectors that we are. We see it very early. So we're getting strikes at the ports now. So the ships bringing in the cargo at the ports are now going to go on strike. Yes, just before Christmas. How's the timing of everything? It's just a perfection, isn't it? So we've got big port strikes happening here. They're coming. And the other thing is the floods are continuing here. I know I'm pretty lucky. I've only had very, very small flooding, but the rain is like crazy. And even my husband's hometown, this little town called Eugowra, got wiped out yesterday. They didn't get the proper warnings, and they get flooded all the time, just with little floods. They said they've never seen anything like it. They rescued 100 people with helicopters and they had to get them off their rooftops. The water was completely up to their rooftops. Like, what even is this? What is going on here? So that whole town is wiped out. And they weren't told till 3 in the morning to evacuate. 3 in the morning. How can that happen? They can predict all these things like the global, warming and the climate change disasters coming and everything, but they can't predict something like that, like the damn wall spilling over. Sorry, it ain't cutting it anymore. It's just none of this is making sense. And I can't believe that more of these people aren't seeing that. Maybe they are. And they keep using those same words, don't they? I'm sure you guys are hearing them too, the unprecedented and the water bombs and all these new... It's like we've got a whole new vocabulary, isn't it? Since the virus came out, it's like a whole new vocabulary of all these words, and everyone's using those words, isn't it? Oh, it's just so frustrating to us, isn't it? Anyway, enough of that. I'll close my eyes, we'll get started, and we'll just see what comes up. And see, this is what the guides are saying with the sleepwalkers. In their mind, because they're trying to push masks here again. I know over in Canada, is it Ontario and that, they're trying to push masks again. Some of you live in Alberta and Quebec, and I think you have all different kind of, depends who's in charge there, doesn't it, as to what you have to do. But we know they're trying to bring back masks back again. They are in Queensland here as well, and they're highly recommending that people wear masks now that CVs, even in Australia, is running rampant. It's just going right through everybody again. And I always just say, but aren't you jabbed for that? But they don't seem to see it. They just keep lining up. So it depends where you're living as to what's kind of coming out. But it's saying like about these, the sleepwalkers, it's that battle weary. They're battle wearied. They don't want it. They want to get on with their life. And I'm sure that you guys are noticing that too. They're just trying to ignore government and just get on with it. I don't think... there's a few... You see a few people walking around in masks, which are the ones in the deep mass psychosis. But people don't want this anymore. They want to get on with their lives. If only they knew that it's not going to happen unless they really fight back. Gosh, they'd be mortified, wouldn't they? because they're hoping it all just... See, this is what they're doing. The sleepwalkers, it's the denial bubble. They're turning a blind eye because if they don't look at it, they think, well, that might go away. But as we know here on this channel, it ain't going away because there's a big tsunami of more rubbish coming at them. Oh, my gosh. Like I said, they've only opened the first chapter. I said that yesterday and started reading the COVID agenda story. Terrifying. Let's see where else we go. Oh, and I've got to let you guys know, on my Facebook page, I posted a little video this morning, and it's called Owl Kitty, and it's about this cat that this guy like superimposes it into all these movie themes. It's so funny. If you want a good laugh, go and check it out. I know we're always looking for a laugh on this channel to lighten up our lives, and because I've been talking so much about Maverick and Top Gun and all that, it popped up on my feed yesterday, and he superimposed the cat into the Top Gun movie. You got to go watch it. It's so funny. It's even got the cat on the motorbike getting along with the sunnies and everything. Go check it out if you want to laugh, being the Braveheart biker mavericks that we are. It's good for a laugh. So I did post that on my Facebook page today. Chrissy Fitzgerald, psychic life coach. Okay, let's see where else we go today. God, I'm just getting that London's collapsing again. What is happening over there? It's like no one can get their act together over there. We've got sushi and we've got Charles trying to do all his formal, what would you call them? Royalty, like, duties is probably the word. I keep saying it, there's too many cooks. They've got to narrow this down because there's too many cooks. I said there's a lot of infighting going on in the UK, in the parliament and all this kind of thing. There's too many cooks, and it's almost like Sushi's being a little bit squashed. They're showing me him being a little bit squashed, but the guides are also saying he's not being squashed because he's actually quite intelligent. He listens and then he responds. So as much as appears to be a lot of the London collapsing, Sushi's going to come to the party. He is. He's going to prop everything up. That's what I'm getting. He's a very intelligent man. I keep saying that about Sushi. So don't underestimate just because he might be a little bit quiet at the moment and be taking that little bit of a back seat. That was always his plan, see, to let the dust settle and get the trust of the people back again. So that's what Sushi's currently doing. So it'll be interesting to see in the next couple of weeks because I think he'll ignite into action and start moving things forward. He's got a plan. He's not overwhelmed by all the political drama and chaos. It doesn't overwhelm him because at the end of the day, it's like, it's his way, isn't it? And he's got the role, so it's his way or the highway. Let's see where else we go. Oh, I'm getting Canberra. Canberra is the capital city of Australia, and most people think it's Sydney. It's actually Canberra. Canberra is the place where all the parliamentary leaders live. They have their big parliament house. It's an hour from where I live. I'm getting Canberra. Oh, they're giving me Canberra's on the map. They're showing me like the pin board again. And I think we could all agree that all the global leaders are currently meeting. I think they're in Bali at the moment. I think there could be a lot of them there. I think I did see Trudeau, Jacinda, Elbow, Biden. I'm pretty sure Biden was there, looking confused and lost. They're still all coming together. Of course, you got to fly around on your jet planes, though. There's Zoom calls. I know a lot of you say, why can't they Zoom call? But of course not, because they're very important and they're allowed to use their gas emissions and all this kind of stuff and stuff up the planet. That's not an issue. And this is where you got to wonder why the sleepwalkers are seeing any of this. Probably not. So, of course, we've got Elbow over there making plans with China at the moment, trying to get on again with China, rubbing shoulders with China. So that's what I'm getting in Canberra. Canberra's now getting I often talk about the big world map, and I'm guessing that K-Schwab's doing all the pin work on it, and the strings are all being connected. So now Australia is definitely connected. It's got the Canberra's on the map. You know, we have New Zealand, we have Canada, we have all these specific, you know, France would be up there. We have all these connections globally that are getting stronger, and that's why I'm getting that Canberra is on the map, meaning elbows on the map. He always was, wasn't he? The quiet achiever, I always call him. I'll just see what else we get today. Oh, it's just saying that they're really fast tracking all of this now. Like these meetings, well, we know what they're all about, don't we? But they're going to fast track it. It's going to be sped up. We knew it was always going to be sped up. They give you those dates just to give people like a goal to get their mind on. But now it's going to be sped up because all these government leaders are going to start saying, well, since we're doing this anyway, we might as well set the target goals closer, or that you guys are going so well, you know, the trickery of the people. You guys are doing such a great job. We've decided that we're going to bring all this forward. How's the enormity of this task of the whole everything, changing everything in everyone's life, digital, renewables, everything. It's daunting to even think about, isn't it? So I do feel a lot of this is being sped up. They're showing me a car being put into like 5th gear now and brum, and we're off. That's what's going to happen after all these global meetings. Everyone's going to find there's a real takeoff with the narrative. The red carpet rollout is getting extensions. It's getting extra runners added to it. I call them runners in Australia, but for everyone else, they're probably big red carpets. I'm sure Canada, they're a big red carpet, in New Zealand. So I feel like this is going to just start to really happen now. They're going to start laying red carpet after red carpet after red carpet. They want this rolling along. Oh, the guides are giving me the districts. If anyone's watched Hunger Games, people lived in districts. And that's what they're saying. Oh, the guides, they're ridiculous, aren't they? I'll see what else we get. God, they're giving me that cute little song today. And this is for all of us, guys. Like, we've found each other here on my channel. You know I'm the one that does the channel, and I give you some psychic insights and a few things like that, if I can. They're not always 100%, you know. Nobody's perfect. I can only give you the information that comes through. But I'm getting that beautiful little song, Stand By Me. And I think what this song is about us standing by each other. I really do. I do. Even though we live on the other side of the world, we have this like strange vibrational connection that has brought us all here. And look, it's not just us. There's other movements growing. I talk about these movements of truth and things like that. But it's that standing by me, like that song, Stand By Me, oh, stand by me. Sorry, my singing's very terrible, but sometimes if I sing it, you guys get it. I'm getting that song, Stand By Me, because it's about all of us standing by each other. I often talk about that. You know, this is a time of a really big shift coming, so it's very important that we stand together, we stand united, we stand by each other. The other day I was talking about us all lined up in a big line, like almost like, how would you say it? Almost like we were going to go to war, but we weren't. Oh, sorry guys. This has just been a very, very exhausting process, hasn't it? So excuse any yawns, but sometimes it's impossible to not relay that tiredness to you, because I know that you guys feel it as well. But we're all lined up, but we've got our swords and our shields down. We're standing there relaxed. The guides are saying, we might be far right, but we're not far wrong, is what the guides are saying. So pretty much the BS detectors have figured a lot of this out, and we're not far wrong. The truth will come out. I do believe that. The truth is spilling over now. I always talk about water boiling or whatever and the bubbles of truth popping. Well, now they're saying that the water is even spilling over now, that it's even pouring out even more. So it's like the truth is coming out more and more. Sorry, guys. I know you guys are tired out there. It's not pouring out gradually and popping now. It's actually pouring out. God, it reminds me of the visions of the floods here. It's just pouring. There's just the water, and everyone keeps saying this is not normal, this is not normal. And the thing is, how can climate change just conveniently come after the big CV event? It's just too coincidental. It didn't happen 5 years ago. It's not happening in another year's time, is it? It's like happening soon as that finished. We just roll into the next thing, and that's what the sleepwalkers are starting to see and detect, because their gut's telling them something's not right. Their senses are opening up. They're starting to see it. I'll see what else we get today. God, they're showing me like it's this is the sleepwalkers over here. They're showing me it's like starting to open up like a mystery. So to them, it's like been this giant mystery. Everything's like a big mystery, which it would be. Not easy to work out. But they're showing me they're like getting out of their Scooby-Doo van. It's like, you know, what was it, the Mystery Machine or something they called it? That's the image that I'm getting. There's all these different characters getting out of the Mystery Machine, the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. We get some very funny analogies on this channel. Bear with us. That's what I'm getting for these people, the sleepwalkers. They're starting to come out. It's getting out of the Mystery Machine, the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, and starting to solve the crime. Because that's what Scooby-Doo and that used to do, didn't they? They'd go like from town to town, didn't they? And try and solve things, and they were the Mystery Machine, and I think that's what it was about anyway. I know Scooby-Doo and Shaggy did a lot of eating hamburgers and things, but Thelma was always the brains, and there was Daphne, and I can't remember the other dude, who was the good-looking tall dude. But they would always end up solving the case and lifting the mask off the person at the end, and they go, oh, and everyone would be so shocked that it was such and such the bad guy, and well, that's what they're going through, you know. Maybe take some of the masks off your actual leaders and see who they really are. And that would wake a lot of people up. But I am getting that they're doing their Mystery Machine kind of investigation now. Not us. We don't need to. We've already seen it all. Or we can see through it all, rather. So that's what's happening with these sleepwalkers. It's like they're working for Mystery Incorporated, and they're trying to solve the mystery. So we're getting Scooby-Doo. Oh my God, Scrappy-Doo. Remember all? It was such a great show. That's still really popular, that show, you know. It was big when we were kids, wasn't it? But now it's even more popular. Kids love that show. My daughter loved it. Let's see where else we go today. Ooh, I'm getting another song today. I'm getting, is it London falling on the edge of the world? I stood at the boot and the sun's beaming in. What's that song? Is that about London? London calling on the up to the world. I'm getting this song. For some reason, I'm just getting that song. I don't know who sings it. I'm sure you guys will recognise it if you're living over there. But I am getting London calling to the, is it to the rest of the world? I'm not sure of the words. I think we should go and check out that song though today, around you guys over in London, Britain, UK. There could be a message in that song for us to receive today. It might give us a bit of a clue as to what's going on over there, because it has gone a little quiet. Well, at the moment, you're much more focused on the pageantry, like with Remembrance Day and then that remembrance event of the Queen. It's almost like, as we know here, be very careful, because distraction, distraction, distraction. You know, while all eyes are on the royals, blah, 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 the palace, everything else, something else is usually going on in the background, and we know that's usually what's happening. Bills are being passed, things are being implemented, so be very aware of that. So let's go check out that song. I'm sure it's called London Calling. Is it London Calling, the edge of the world? Something like that. I don't know the words sometimes. Sorry, guys. So anyway. All right, let's see if there's something else to close with today. Oh, God, they're showing me Cotton Schwab. I think he was even at some of these meetings, wasn't he? I don't know. They all look the same, don't they? I'm just getting be afraid, be very afraid. I'm getting him like, it's showing me him rolling his thumbs. I don't know what the significance of that in body language. I'm guessing that's a power thing. I know a few things, but I don't know everything. I think that's power, and I would say control and manipulation. But I'm getting that, I'm definitely getting that, be afraid, be very afraid. See, there's much more to come. We always talk about there might be a second book about the reset, and it's highly probable, and that's when more stuff's gonna start to pour towards people, like the big tsunami that's currently washing over them. But there's even more to come. Like, even we'll get shocked. Like, that's what the guides say, we'll get shocked. And that's why they're showing me that cotton swab with the be afraid, be very afraid. I'm about afraid, but we're all tired of this garbage, aren't we? These sleepwalkers are tired of it too. Don't think it's just us that are just needing to have nana naps all the time and like recoup from all of this, because it's bloody exhausting. Because we're having to think all the time. Like, as much as we escape and we've learned how to block out the noise and we do our own thing, we're still, you know, trying to navigate it is probably the word I'm looking for. But we can do it. We've done it for a few years now, like I say, about the Maverick and things like that, and getting off the radar. We have managed to navigate it in some sort of way and almost rediscover a whole new life again. Let me see what else we get today. So that's what Cotton Swab's up to. Be afraid. Be very afraid. And I know one of you was telling me about it. Is that the UK? They're talking about the watches and the rings, that people are chopping them off people's hands. And be careful, don't wear your jewellery and your watches out. We know, we've seen the big billboards with the Rolex watch things about crime and all that. But see, again, it's just putting fear in people. It's so piss easy to just put fear in people, isn't it? Gosh, we could all do it. You just come up with a bit of a different narrative, and, you know, chopping off people's fingers and hands is pretty much going to scare people to death. It's probably happened to one person, or has it even happened? We don't know. So, perfect scenario to stop people going out, stop people socialising and mingling. And, you know, you don't want to have anything that's worth anything. You don't want gold watches and gold rings. Oh, no, because the gold's all for the wealthy. So, again, trying to control everything, keep people quiet, dull down, becoming paupers. That's what they want. And it's working to perfection, because I would guarantee that there are people staying home because of that information that the police are putting out over there. Unreal. Fear, fear, fear. It just never ends. I'll see if there's something else to close with today. God, they're showing, I'm getting a few mixed messages here. They're showing me like cigarettes. And then they're saying this ridiculous quote to me. That's an Aussie quote called footballs, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars. And that's like an Aussie thing, that everything is just Aussie. When you think of that little ditty saying, it's a very Aussie saying. So I'm feeling like we've got to kind of, I think the sad thing is, they're saying that Aussies used to be very laid back. It's showing me them like smoking out in their backyard, which was an image from many years ago. Not now. They're probably vaping, knowing most people, or young ones anyway. But it's just this image of taking that time out. You know, it's like when someone goes out and has a cigarette, it's like it keeps them going through their day. Well, the image is what they're saying to us, is that we've got to get out and do the things that make us feel good. Not that cigarette smoking's good. I'm not saying anyone should smoke. This is just the image of sitting back and relaxing from the past. These are images from the past. It's what people used to do in the past when they had a simple life, watching football, eating meat pies. The kangaroos is just an image of Aussie, obviously, and Holden cars was like, they don't even make Holden cars anymore. That's actually stopped now. I recently went to a car show in my town. There were some beautiful old Holden cars there. So they've become like antiques now. So that's what the guides are kind of saying. It's like going back in time to the things that sort of, I suppose, sparked that joy in us. But this is just an Aussie way of putting it. That just slow our life down, you know. some sort of positive memory. Not that smoking's positive, but it's just so people would go outside. See, that's what the guides are kind of saying. You know, even though smoking's bad for you, but people would go outside. They would stand outside their house and have their cigarette or sit on their porch. These are just sort of images that the guides are sharing with us at the moment. Hang on a minute. We get some strange things. People, they're just saying like people are in a real conundrum now what to do. This is the sleepwalkers. Do they change their home loans? Do they downsize? How can they budget moving forward? Do they get a second job? All this is going on in the sleepwalkers' heads at the moment. Their brains are being fried because everything's coming at them too fast. It's coming at the rate of knots. They're overwhelmed. They're overthinking everything because they can't slow their lives down. They can't get it into an order. See, when you've been us, when you've seen things coming, you're mentally prepared and also probably physically prepared because you can implement things that are going to help you moving forward. So that's what they're going through. They're currently going through a lot of turbulent times, and that's why I think we're going to start to see these shifts in the next few months. There's definitely going to be movement, fighting back against government. That's why I talked about the seesaw and that shift the other day. I'm definitely getting that. Oh, God. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's what... Oh, sorry, guys. Sometimes they just pour so much stuff to me I can't even get it out. So that's what I'm getting. They're in their decision-making processes now of what the hell is happening here and what do I do next. Not easy. They're showing me images of them still scrambling up the mountaintop. It's like they almost need a helping hand. Like, it's almost like we need to bang some ropes into the top of the mountain and dangle the ropes down so they can start to pull themselves up. But the thing is, you can only, it's the old, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So they have to do it themselves, sadly. I know, it's so hard, isn't it? I know a lot of you out there and I struggle with family and friends still. It's just not easy, is it? It becomes such heated exchanges. And coming to Christmas, it's going to be weird again, isn't it? We know it is. Not for all of us, but for a lot of us, I just get weirded out by it myself. I have a very low-key Christmas, personally, because I can't be stuffed with all the arguing and carrying on. Especially with the CV running amok again. Well, I know it's pretty much globally, isn't it? You guys were mentioning it too, but in Australia here, it's just full on again. It's exhausting. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today. I might come on and do a video soon, I think, about the Great Awakening again. I think we might touch base and see where we're at with that, because I still believe this is the Great Awakening process. So we have to keep the faith that that's what this is. All right, I'm going to say goodbye this morning. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will come on and talk to you a little bit later. Don't forget to hit the like buttons, comment down below, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.